You know that chair in Game of Thrones? The one that's made out of swords? I think the point of it is you're not supposed to rule carelessly. You know, you relax for 1 second, you make one mistake, and the chair cuts you. That's sort of how I feel about these pick free, pull free challenges. You know, I think they're pretty popular in the BFRB community, and I totally get the appeal. You know, for how much of my life, you know, how much damage my BFRB has caused me, and how many hours I've just wasted picking, I would love, you know, just for it to magically disappear one day. But, you know, I think there's something simplistic, like overly simplistic about this line of thinking, and even a little dangerous. Uh, you know, okay, so say I go into one of these challenges and maybe for a few days I don't pick, but it felt like building this house of cards. Like I was constantly on edge, just inviting disaster to come. You know, one strong wind, and all my progress is ruined. It never felt peaceful. It was precarious, and I think it just set up this dynamic. I'm also reminded of that like cursed monkey paw. You know, I got exactly what I wished for, but like in the worst way possible. um, yeah, I think there's a long history of these abstinence based approaches. Uh, you know, when you think about drugs or alcohol, even diet culture. But I think one of the problems with abstinence based approaches is it introduces almost this morality to the behavior. And I'm constantly tallying my weaknesses, and every time I slip up, it like says something about me. It says I'm lazy or weak, undisciplined, or like I don't have any willpower. Yeah, I'm a bad person. It's like this like colonial tension almost that like my body should be caged and controlled. And all of that would just chip away at my self-worth and just fill me with shame. I saw BFRBs as a binary, right? You know, it was either one or the other and all the associations that go with that. So, what I want to invite you to do is to think about your BFRB almost more as a spectrum, right? Like, we are just one point along this line. And what can we do to move to reduce it? My goal is no longer abstinence. It's just reduction. You know, I think there's a lot of things that can help me with my BFRB, but I'm skeptical if there's really one way to truly fix me. Yeah, and that's a question I'll throw back over to you. You know, when you're asking for help with your BFRB, are you looking for help or are you looking for a fix?